What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Aiper IrriSense Smart Irrigation System. If you're someone who wants a sprinkler system without the hassle of tearing up your yard, then this might be exactly what you need. This system is very easy to install and includes a ton of different features, including customized irrigation schedules, precise mapping, water savings, and a lot more as well. So if you happen to be interested in an irrigation system, stick around and I'll be going over everything that makes this one of the best ones on the market. All right, so taking a look at the unit itself, this is definitely a nice and sleek looking machine. Right here in the front, you have your nozzle. And as you can see right here, it has numbers all around it. And this is because the top head here can spin all the way around. So no matter where you put this, it's going to be able to turn and water the surrounding areas. Right here up top, you have your water pressure gauge, and depending on how far it's shooting, that pressure will increase or decrease. So if it's right here in the front, it'll drizzle out much lighter. And then if it's further, that's going to build up more pressure. And what's cool about this is despite shooting further with pressure, it does it in a kind of arc way so that everything landing on the ground disperses in a soft and gentle way, similar to rain, and not something like a power wash that's going to mess up your dirt and grass or anything like that. Coming around back, you have your power button, which also has an indicator here that lights up for different things. And then right over here, you have a water sensor, which I'll be going over later in the video. Almost forgot to mention, right here in the front, you have this little panel that pulls off. And soon they'll be releasing pesticide and other sprays that you can load right here, and the system will automatically distribute for you. So definitely very cool and looking forward to that. All right, so as I said earlier, getting this set up is very easy. Inside the box, you have your quick start guide, your power adapter, and then it also includes a 32-foot extension for the power adapters. So if you're installing this at a further distance, that won't be a problem. And right over here in the other box, you have a few other items as well. As you can see, everything is very nicely labeled. Right here, you have this main anchor that goes under the unit to hold this position. And then over here, you have these ground screws, which go right here. So you'll put 4 of them to hold them in place. Right now, I have this placed in a temporary position since I just planted new grass, and I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to place this yet. But once I get this installed, that's when I'll just screw that in, and that'll hold that securely in place. So as far as the sprinkler itself, very easy. There's only 2 connections you need to make. One of them is for the water, and as you can see, you do have an inline filter, and this unit also has a backflow valve as well. And then right over here, you have your power adapter. Right here, I have it connected temporarily with an extension cord, but as I said earlier, they do include that long extension for the power adapter. So if your outlet is further, that won't be an issue with this unit. Once you get those 2 connections connected, you just sync it up in the app, and that's pretty much all there is to it. As I said earlier, this replaces a full sprinkler system without the expensive installation. So normally with a sprinkler system, you would need an underground water supply, electric ran to the sprinklers, a controller, in-ground sprinkler heads, and a bunch of other stuff as well. And typically this is not something you can install on your own. You will have to hire a contractor to do that. But with this one, everything's built into one unit, and within less than 15 minutes, you have it installed and ready to be used in your yard. So once you get this connected, it's time to start mapping out your yard in the app. Definitely one of the best features with this system. So with a regular sprinkler system, you would just put it in a spot and it'll kind of just water, and it doesn't care where the water is going. So as it's watering, it'll throw some water over there, throw some water over here. And in the end, you're just wasting a lot of water by watering areas that aren't your grass. But with this system, you actually get to map out your yard precisely so that it'll put water right to this point, turn over here, put water to that point, turn down there, put water over there, and basically make a full outline of your entire yard. So all the water is only being wasted on your grass and not in other items. So for example, if I had a regular sprinkler system, it'll just water and keep dumping water on top of this here. And inside that little garden bed there, that's places where I don't need water being placed. But thanks to this mapping system, I can go ahead and have it just place water where I need it, which in the end is going to save me a good amount of money on my bill, as once again, you're just watering your grass and not dumping water on other areas. All right, so taking a look at the rest of the app, first off, you have a custom irrigation schedule. So right here, you can program it when to water your grass throughout the entire week. And as you can see right here, you can set multiple times in the same day as well. You can either set individual schedules for every single day, or you can set one schedule and then just have it repeat for every other day. So unlike with manually watering or a regular sprinkler system, you don't have to manually come out here and turn things on or off. This is going to turn itself on or off automatically. It'll water when you set its water, turn off, and then resume back the next time you schedule it. So having this automated feature makes it a completely automated and hands-free process. Basically, just set your schedule, go in your house, and you'll never have to think about it again. Basically, you could be someone that has the best grass on the block without having to do all the manual watering work. Besides the schedule, you can also tell it how much water to place throughout the week. So right here you have 0.5 inches, and that's suitable for cool season areas. 1 inch is suitable for most lawns, 1.5 inches, and 2 inches. So again, unlike manually doing it with your hand, that's nearly impossible to calculate how much you're going to put down every single time. This is going to measure it for you. It's going to disperse what it needs to disperse and then shut off. So you're going to get a even and accurate watering every single time. So there's not going to be a variance in your water bill once you have it set up. On top of that, too much water is actually bad for your grass, as that promotes fungus growth. So with this, you can set it to have the right amount to keep your grass healthy but not overwatered. So another thing that can harm your grass is the heat. So even though you're watering it regularly, if it's 90 or 100 degrees outside, that scorching heat is just going to dry up and kill a lot of your grass. But there's also a button right here, and when you click that, that'll activate a cool down mode. So it'll just do a quick sweep of water over all the grass. This way you're not wasting a lot of water watering it again, but it just cools it down so it doesn't get damaged by the heat. And another cool thing about this system is it'll actually adjust its irrigation schedule based on weather conditions. So if it detects it's going to rain or have a storm today, it'll go ahead and skip the watering schedule since, well, the environment's already going to water the grass for you. And as I said earlier, you also have a water sensor right here. And this works in a very smart way as well. So as you all know, sometimes it rains or thunderstorms, even though the weather didn't mention it at all. And when this detects water for 5 minutes continuously, that's when it'll rearrange its schedule and not water for that day. Very cool that it only adjusts the schedule if it detects water for 5 minutes. This way, if you get a quick rain that only happens for 20 seconds, that's not enough to fully water your grass. So this is going to go ahead and ignore that happened and still continue to water your grass according to its schedule. So definitely some very cool smart features in this that make it react according to weather, similar to the same way a human would. So as I said earlier, when it comes to watering your grass, this is a very gentle system, and this has what's called even rain technology. This simulates rainfall with very gentle raindrops. So despite pressurizing itself and shooting to a farther distance, it always makes sure that the water lands in a gentle way. This way it's not disturbing your soil or making mud or anything like that. When it comes to watering distance, the Irissense can cover around 2,400 square feet, but depending on water pressure, hose length, and other environmental factors, the coverage can reach up to 4,800 square feet. So I have the unit right here, and all across my lawn, that's about 43 feet, something like that. And it did reach the other end, no problem at all. So I can vouch that it does have a good reaching distance. Again, what kind of distance you get in your house is going to depend on those factors. But at the very, very minimal, it's always going to get at least 2,400 square feet. So one of the ways this is really going to be helpful for me is watering my newly established lawn here. As you can see, it's still growing in. A few weeks ago, I tore this all up. I shaved all the old grass off as there was a bunch of weeds and other garbage in there. But right now, this is about 2 weeks into it. And as some of you may know, when you're planting new grass seed, typically you have to be out there watering 3 to 4 times every single day. And it's just kind of like a full-time job to make sure those seeds don't dry out. But having this sprinkler system, like I said earlier, I just set the schedule, have it water on its own. So I get the benefits of being able to take care of my newly growing grass without the chore of having to be out here watering several times a day. So definitely going to be very helpful for my new lawn situation here. As you can see, it's still pretty patchy, but hopefully it's going to finish growing in. If not, then I might have to lay down some more seeds over there. But again, since one of the hardest parts being watering it is now taken out of the equation, it's really not that big of a deal. And then once my lawn gets established, again, I don't got to be out here watering all day. I can basically have one of the best lawns on the block and never have to actually do any of the manual watering work. So definitely a very useful system that's not only going to save you time, but also money as well. Overall, this is definitely a great irrigation system. It's fully customizable, it works well, and best of all, it also comes at a great price as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for an irrigation system, I would highly recommend this one here, which again is the Aiper IrriSense. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.